Hello, Atlanta Falcons fans. We've got some big news you won't want to miss, so get ready. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay updated with everything happening with the Falcons. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps our community grow and brings more Falcons fans together. Now, let's get straight to today's news. Falcons know Kirk Cousins' contract isn't ideal for a backup. The Atlanta Falcons' stance on veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins hasn't changed since the end of the season. However, General Manager Terry Fontenot was very open about Cousins' contract situation at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Fontenot confirmed that Cousins is still the Falcons' backup despite rumors of a possible trade or release when free agency starts on March 12th. However, he also admitted that keeping Cousins on such a big contract isn't an ideal situation. "We understand that having a quarterback at that salary cap number isn't perfect," Fontenot said. "When we gave him that contract, the plan was for him to be our starter at this point, so it made sense for a starting quarterback." Last March, Atlanta signed Cousins to a 4-year deal worth up to $180 million. At the time, he was still recovering from Achilles surgery, but the team believed he would bounce back quickly. However, things didn't go as planned. Cousins was benched in favor of rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr., and just a day later, he spoke to the media about his struggles. In an interview with NFL Network before the Super Bowl, Cousins revealed that he also dealt with a right elbow injury during the season. Injury struggles for Cousins. From weeks 11 through 15, Cousins struggled with injuries to his shoulder and elbow. He explained that the injury started during a Week 10 loss to the New Orleans Saints, which led to a tough 5-game stretch where he threw just 1 touchdown and an alarming 9 interceptions. Atlanta ended that stretch with a 1-4 record. At the time of his benching, Cousins had thrown an NFL-low 16 interceptions. Despite the injury, Cousins didn't miss any practice time. He was a full participant in both team practices on Thursday and Friday after the Saints game, and there were no game designations for him. Fontenot and head coach Raheem Morris both said they weren't aware of any other injury issues at the time. For now, Cousins is Atlanta's backup, with Michael Penix Jr. confirmed as the starting quarterback going forward, according to Coach Morris. This brings us back to the topic of Cousins' contract. Fontenot mentioned in his end-of-season press conference on January 9th that Atlanta is comfortable with its financial situation at quarterback. He repeated that sentiment on Tuesday. "When we say we're comfortable, we're talking about the total funds allocated to the quarterback position, and that's already been budgeted," Fontenot said. At the start of the season, Cousins was expected to start, but now he's a backup. He did well at the end of the season, so looking at our team, we're comfortable with where we are right now. Fontenot's point is that Atlanta's financial commitment to the quarterback position hasn't changed, regardless of whether Cousins stays on the roster or whether he continues as the starter. The financial plan for the quarterback position is staying the same as it was last offseason. Falcons eye record-breaking prospect at NFL Combine Shemar Stewart, the former Texas A&M defensive end, had an unforgettable performance at the NFL Combine. The Atlanta Falcons have been linked to several defensive players ahead of the 2025 NFL Draft, and though they didn't participate in drills in Indianapolis, they made their intentions clear by using all 45 of their available prospect interviews on defensive players. One of the most talked-about targets for the Falcons is Shemar Stewart. The 6 feet 5 inches, 270-pound defensive end has incredible physical gifts, but his college production hasn't always matched those expectations. In 3 years with the Aggies, Stewart only recorded 4.5 sacks, making him a polarizing figure in draft talks. However, at the NFL Combine, Stewart showcased his true potential. Everyone knew he was a great athlete, but what he did in Indianapolis was extraordinary. He put on the best performance ever by a defensive end at the Combine. Stewart had lost 14 pounds since his weigh-in at the Senior Bowl in late January, and his improved agility scores reflected a quicker, leaner, and more explosive player. Watching him over the 2 days at the Senior Bowl, you could see his potential, but also the frustration of his lack of production. He's known as a finesse player, As a 280-pound edge rusher, Stewart's agility is incredible for his size, but he struggles when offensive linemen get their hands on him. At the college level, he couldn't break free from blockers, and he didn't show many power moves. At 265 pounds, it might make sense for him to line up wider, but the competition at the NFL level will be much tougher. Any team that drafts Stewart in the first round will be taking a risk, hoping to be the one to unlock his record-breaking athleticism. The question is, could that team be the Atlanta Falcons? Pressure's on. Falcons can't afford to wait for Stewart's development. Some may still hold out hope that Shamar Stewart will turn into the next Bruce Smith, but the reality is, the Atlanta Falcons can't afford to wait for a project to develop. Head coach Raheem Morris took over a team with serious playoff ambitions, and general manager Terry Fontenot is heading into his 5th season without a winning record to show for it. The pressure is mounting in Flowery Branch, and the Falcons need immediate results. They simply can't risk developing a player who hasn't proven he can dominate against college-level offensive tackles in his 3 years at Texas A&M. When the Falcons make their pick at number 15 in the draft, they need someone who can make an immediate impact on defense. Shamar Stewart is the ultimate make-or-break prospect for this year's draft. But after his standout performance at the NFL Combine, Fontenot may not even have to worry about having the chance to select him. Another team may decide that they are the ones who can unlock Stewart's potential.